Hey everybody, Michael here from Replica Airguns, and I got some rifles here for you. We've got the LVOA-C from Krytac, and we have the Black Ops MK5, right, Viper. So what we're gonna do today is a little bit of an outdoor shooting test for you. Got one of the boxes fell down, but that's okay, we'll continue. And I've done field test shooting videos for both of these guns. I've done 30-foot field tests, so accuracy and whatnot, and semi-full auto, all of that. So I have done that. Hopefully remember to put links in the description for you guys. But what we're gonna do today is I've got them outside, as you can see. We're gonna shoot at 50 feet. We're gonna shoot at 100 feet. So much further ranges. Can't do that inside in the C-can for obvious reasons. It's just not big enough. And you know, so we have things to consider like wind and all that. I am using heavier grain BBs, so I'm using 0.28 gram Airsoft BBs. So that'll help them a little bit in the wind, but it's not gonna make a huge difference compared to the 0.20 gram that I normally use. But I wanna find out if a couple $100 gun is gonna be just as effective as a 4 times that amount, so closer to $800 gun. So again, 50 feet, I shoot about 10 rounds out of each gun. It's not an exact science when I'm outdoors. I'm just trying to get the job done. Then I'm gonna set up a target 100 feet downrange, again, shoot both guns. But today, in one of the videos, depends which one you're watching, so depending on the title. So each video is gonna contain basically one gun. And so at the end of, so this will be the first gun I test out. And then we're gonna test out the LVOA-C and see how that one does, again, 50 and 100 feet. And then at the end, when I finish doing the second review for this one, at that point in time, I'm going to compare them. So in each video, depending on which one you're watching, you're going to see just the results, me shooting one of them. But at the end of the LVOA-C, the Krytac, you will see the end results of how they compare, again, at 50 feet and 100 feet. So stay posted, watch each gun now. You're going to basically be watching one gun do its thing, and then I'll close it all up. All right, got the Krytac LVOA-C set up. And we've got the 50-footer here. Let's see what I get. Kind of shooting off the cheek just to get the sights a little further back. Okay, sounded like they all hit the target. Okay, just like the Black Ops Viper MK5, we're gonna hopefully get it kind of on the paper and then take some additional shots. So I gotta aim high, and I'm gonna aim in the center but high and see if we get close here if we're hitting the paper. Not really sure where I'm hitting here. There we go. Shooting to the right, so I'm going to aim to the shooting to the left, so I'm going to aim to the right. Huh. It's kind of hard to figure out exactly where it's going. Oh, paper's moving around. Okay. Okay. So we're going to compare everything now and see. Actually, I probably should stay down here. We're going to compare everything now and see how they did. All right, so we've wrapped up basically this review. The second part here, we're going to go over the results of the Krytac LVOA-C first. Then I'm going to kind of compare everything to the Black Ops MK5, M4, and see kind of how they did, how they spec'd out. So first off, the 50-foot target, it's pretty much what I expected, close to 2 inches. There was one that kind of came out, and hopefully you can, I'll put this up on the screen so you can see it, take some snapshots so you can see what I'm looking at here. But pretty close to 2 inches. Not too bad in terms of center, just a little to the left, a little bit down. One came out, like I said, maybe closer to 1.5 inches if you take that one out. And then at 100 feet, well, things kind of went sideways. Part of the problem is I wasn't exactly sure where it was shooting. And so I was kind of playing around, trying to get him on target. I was aiming a little too much to the, I guess, to the left, and I needed to move things over to the right to get them on the target. And so, I needed to bring them over to the left to get them on target. So they were hitting to the right. And really on that first shot, or that first one that you saw on camera, I was only able to get one on the paper. Although it sounded to me like I was hitting the backstop, they just weren't getting on the paper, and I wasn't sure exactly where they're hitting because I can't really see from 100 feet away exactly where you're hitting. So I put a paper back up on the target, and this is off camera, mind you, and give it a good test, and kind of got some rounds to hit. Ended up having to adjust my aim point quite a bit, but you can see here I got a lot more rounds on the target, and that would sort of represent something a little more accurate with me sighting the gun in properly, taking some time, sighting it in, making sure everything's where I want it to be. So at the end of the day, I think both guns kind of performed the same. It was more me figuring out where they were shooting. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna say they're both roughly about the same, essentially at 50 and at 100 feet. So kind of surprising if you don't, if you kind of think about it, right? So I'm sure hopefully you've watched the first video. So I'm gonna show you those rounds from the first video, how they all hit. So here's the MK5, the Black Ops, because you might not have seen it, but here it is from 50 feet out, okay? There's a nice 2-inch grouping, really, can't really complain. And then at 100 feet out, a similar grouping, but just a little more to the right. And again, I was adjusting my aim point for both of these guns to try to optimize as many rounds as possible to get on the target. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed both of those videos. Got the other gun here too, but you know which one I'm talking about, the Black Ops. Let's see if I can bring it in the page. Here's the Black Ops, right? Both of these guns, nice guns. If you want to save yourself about $500 to $600 to get the Black Ops, it's going to kind of perform almost the same. I'm really surprised at how well it did. I wouldn't say all inexpensive airsoft guns are going to perform the same, but in this case, did pretty good. About the only thing I'd suggest, you probably noticed when if you watch the Black Ops video, that the battery is not the most powerful. So the winding of the motor's not as high torque, and so the winding and the pulling back when you pull the trigger, it just takes quite a while for that spring to get drawn back and for it to release. And full auto is kind of slow as well. The rate of fire isn't exactly how I'd like it to be, but you can improve that to a fair degree by just getting a higher voltage battery. That'll bring the drawback, or the spring will come back a lot quicker. It'll be more responsive, and you'll get a higher rate of fire in full auto. So check out both these guns over at replicairguns.com. We've got written articles, post reviews for you guys, so check them out there. Also got replicairguns.ca for Canada, replicairguns.us for the US, for our Canada and US stores, where I do have most of these products. They should be there, and papers are flying everywhere. And so check out the links in the descriptions to buy these guns again in Canada and the US. All right, I want to thank you again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, take care.